My name is Makadem, man. Our people say that Miluma. Miluma Kiedir. Craving for delicious food does not know poverty. We don't know Makadem. Odonjo, Kosoko Donjo. Odonjo, Kosoko Donjo, Odonjo. My name is Makadem. And I'm a Kenyan musician. I play a variety of instruments. I make my own music. I write my own songs.
And of course, Tabu had been telling me,
I play Nyatiti like you see here. Kalimba, which is a thumb piano. Acoustic guitar. Kept telling me about Kayamba. I'm a dancer and a performer. Having been a musician for quite a while, in 2013, I walked into Ketable and they had gotten this same Nyatiti, which had been given to Tabu Susa in Ketable by Okumuka Rengo, who taught Anyango Nyar Japan, the greatest, how to play Nyatiti, how to perform, and of course, Tabu had been telling me, to be a musician, it's not how good you are, it's how unique you are. And he kept telling me about, because I was already doing the acoustic guitar and Nyatiti and Kalimba, it was like you should go for our traditional music instrument, which is Nyatiti.
Just like a box, the guitar.
So
you must have your own.
He gives me this instrument,
this one
and then I got down to Nyagweno, who is a masterclass teacher based in Nairobi.
Because if you're not doing traditional,
of course, Nyagweno charges you, and so
which I didn't
we
want
agreed on a fee
to sit on the chair like this. This is how we handle
class.
It. And then
that's how I started. So of course, Nyagweno, he came when he came to my place because that's how we agreed.
As a Nyatiti player, I use both your hands.
I showed him the Nyatiti that I had because the first rule is you must have your Nyatiti if you want to learn
give me
the Nyatiti music. It's just like a box, the guitar. You must have your own.
You're given a small
so I had this one already,
which is a very
so he says okay. So this is how we handle it. And because if you're not doing traditional,
actually based on
which I didn't want to do, I wanted to sit on the chair like this. So this is how we handle it. And then he gave me the first tips where to put my arms.
So
because you see, it's
like two rhythms.
As a Nyatiti player, use both your hands.
I didn't have the luxury of having him
one
because I couldn't.
The left one is always on top, the right is always down.
I did like 3 lessons.
And then he gave me a few rhythms. As a beginner, you're given a small ostinator, which is a very short, repetitive rhythm. And what he gave me was actually based on Okoth Rajwaya's song that we love singing called Koblo Gelong Marachar, which almost every student goes through. So he gave me like 2 rhythms. And I didn't have the luxury of having him throughout because I couldn't afford to pay him. So I only did like 3 lessons and then I just took off from there. So the 3 lessons he gave me basically from Okoth Rajwaya's popular rhythm, which is Kobla, was this one. That was the first, and almost every learner in Kenya, you'll get to learn this. So the first, they'll always give you just a small ostinator or a small rhythm, repetitive rhythm that you go with. And then when he comes back, he kept adding it until he reached a point where now I became the Igwe himself, But it didn't take me like a month to do this. By the way, even talking with it, not very easy. You can't just play it and talk with it. So one of the first lessons I will give you is just, first of all, you play the rhythm, the short rhythm, then he comes back and tries keeping on, then gives you a song. And at that time was giving to sing Koblo Gilong Marachar, that kind of a thing. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I got to my first lessons. And having been in music already, I knew what to do when you've already been taught. It's just about practicing and practicing and practicing every day. Having learned my first lessons, of course, the thing was now to, like in The Alchemist, they say there's always a beginner's luck. So the beginner's luck is like when you're being introduced to something, it kind of looks easy. But when you get deep into it is when you realize how hard it is. So a rhythm like this one of Koblo by Okoth Rajwaya became so difficult for me, and it was like the hardest, right? So the main challenge I had was, remembering, first of all, the rhythm that you've been given. You keep forgetting them. And then the challenge to pay for the masterclass teacher. That was another challenge because I didn't have enough money. And then as I kept moving on, now I didn't have music. That's another challenge because as a Nyatiti player, you either play other people's music, which you have to learn to play, or you have to create yours. So I was tasked with that. I either start learning other people's music or start making mine. So the first person I thought whose music I would learn was someone like Ayub Bogada, because I'd already had there's that Scott Biro. So this was the first thing that I went for. And I was like, this one I'm gonna play. But then I needed more, because I need to be able to play for long because I'm already in the music scene. So those are the challenges I was having, not being able to continue paying my instructor, not having music enough, not being able to play. And then as a new Nyatiti player, your left hand, which is always on top here, as you play, even if you're going to, after 6 months, this hand is going to be getting the pain, because this part. So that's another challenge I realized, that I was always having a lot of pain on this one. So even when I now could play like 45 minutes, after playing 2 songs, the third one would become another challenge. But I also gave myself challenges to be able to do that. So yeah, my challenge was basically, you don't have music, you can continue playing, you need more music, your hand is getting tired, those kind of things. I was getting deeper and deeper into being a Nyatiti musician, And basically a Nyatiti musician is a one-man band. So you have to be able to, traditionally it provided all that, because it provided you with the instrument, your vocals, and the percussion, what the Luo call the gara. And the gara has 2 parts, which you tie on your leg. One is a metal that knocks here to give you the kick. And as you knock here, there are bells tied slightly up the right leg that shake. So it gives a whole band feel. And I was not doing that, because I wanted to do it differently. I wanted to sit first like this, not the traditional way, which means I have to have somebody to back me up. One thing, like I said, I started doing Nyatiti when I was already a musician, so I knew what it takes to get what I want to do. So the first thing, I gave myself a challenge, and this is the part that normally as a musician you need to give yourself a challenge. For example, you can say, I need 10 songs this year. So I was giving myself those kind of challenges. But the first challenge I gave myself was, since I'm just coming up and this is a Nyatiti nation, people know when you make mistakes and stuff. So I want to run away and go where people don't know. So even if I make mistakes, they're not going to know. So what did I do?